Coming up, the Rangers have a huge first inning while the Giants come through in the ninth. This is Locked On Now MLB.
The biggest games, the best performances, expert analysis. You are Locked On Now.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Now MLB, local experts weighing in on the biggest stories in baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. We've got our Locked On MLB hosts here. They're going to recap everything for you from the day in baseball on Monday. A once feared starter looked menacing again on the mound yesterday in our best performance.
The best performance.
Hold up.
The Chicago White Sox entered the week under 500, and Chicago fans probably weren't expecting 36-year-old Johnny Cueto to be the one to turn things around. But after 6 strong innings, Locked On White Sox is singing the veteran starter's praises.
The Chicago White Sox had a miserable weekend against the Yankees and had to get back on track in Kansas City. So who did they turn to? None other than 36-year-old Johnny Cueto. Yes, that Johnny Cueto, and boy, he was magnificent. He gave the Sox 6 innings, gave up absolutely nothing, and has probably pitched himself into the rotation. Sox had some power from Yasmani Grandal and a big 2-run 10th inning home run from Luis Robert, and the Sox beat the Royals 5-3. Got a doubleheader tomorrow. You'll see Dylan Cease on the mound. It's 5 games in 4 days for the White Sox in Kansas City. Off to a pretty good start, though.
The Yankees beat the Orioles yesterday using home run power and a solid start from Luis Severino. Locked On Yankees reviews the win, while Locked On Orioles is concerned with the latest Baltimore losing streak.
This is Stacey Gotsulias of Locked On Yankees. The Yankees beat the Orioles 6-2. Luis Severino, 6 innings, 1 run, 1 hit. Anthony Santander hit a home run against him. He also hit a home run against Aroldis Chapman in the 9th inning. That's all the scoring that the Orioles would do. The Yankees, on the other hand, got some home run power from Jose Trevino, of all people, who hit his first home run of the year. And then Josh Donaldson and Anthony Rizzo went back-to-back in the 9th inning. Now, fun fact, the Yankees have gone back-to-back 4 times this season, and Anthony Rizzo has been involved in all 4 of those times. Anthony Rizzo has finally made it into double-digit home runs. I believe there was a 13-game span between home runs for him, so he was getting a little cold there, and now he's out of that funk. So, Yankees win 6-2. We'll have a full recap of this on the next Locked On Yankees, plus a trip back 20 years, because that's always fun to do.
Well, this is certainly turning into a losing streak for the Orioles. Make it 4 in a row as they fall to the Yankees 6-2 on Monday night. Connor Newcomb here, host of Locked On Orioles. And, Kyle Bradish was solid. He got some big strikeouts. He gave up kind of a fluky 3-run homer to Jose Trevino. Keegan Aiken was amazing out of the bullpen, 3 2/3 scoreless. But this offense right now, like I talked about yesterday, just can't score with the guys they're missing. Ryan Mountcastle, Austin Hayes, and Jorge Mateo all still out. 3 of the Orioles' best contributors this year. They're held to 2 runs on just 3 hits. 2 Anthony Santander solo home runs. That's all they got on the day. This offense is going to need these 3 guys back, or need somebody to spark them from another spot in the lineup, because if not, it could be a rough stretch for the Orioles. Remember, they went 5-24 in May last year. If the offense doesn't pick it up, it could get to that territory again this year. But I'll recap all the action from Game 1 of the 4-game set between the Orioles and the Yankees on Tuesday's episode of the Locked On Orioles podcast.
The Angels and Rangers scored a combined 11 runs Monday, with 9 of them coming in the first inning alone. Texas scored most of them. They ran Noah Syndergaard out of the game early. Locked On Rangers and Locked On Angels goes over the crazy offensive output from both teams in Arlington.
I swear, there is nothing more that this Texas Rangers team likes better than making me look wrong and stupid. I'm Bryce Patrick, host of the Locked On Texas Rangers podcast. The Rangers won 7-4. The Rangers won 74 in this one, and it made absolutely no sense. They gave up 3 runs in the top of the first inning, and I thought, okay, oh boy, here they go again. Here they go again. This is going to be another rough one for the Rangers. But the Rangers come in and drop six runs in the bottom of the first inning. They knock the starter Noah Syndergaard out before he's completed even 1 inning of work. A fantastic team outing. Great at-bats by Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Eli White in that first inning to just come on and pile it on. Freaking pile drive this Angels team that has been one of the hottest in baseball. Another Heim time home run, his 4th of the season, and Adolis Garcia with a big double off of Noah Syndergaard to kind of blast him out of this one. Eli White gets his 8th stolen base of the season. Even Sam Huff got into the action, stealing his first major league base. A great start from, well, not great. It was a great start from John Gray, who looked like he stayed healthy, struck out 8 in just under 6 innings. The knee injury didn't look like it was bugging him at all. He was hitting 97. He was painting with that slider, and the bullpen came in and did what it does best. Solid win for the Rangers. This team continues to confuse me, and you know what? I'm just fine with that.
Well, that's not the kind of game you want to play against an AL West rival. What's going on, everybody? It's John from Locked On Angels, and the Angels dropped Game 1 of the series against the Rangers, 7-4. Noah Syndergaard could not get out of the first inning. It was reminiscent of the Shohei Ohtani in New York game where he pitched and couldn't get out of the first inning. Something just was not working for Syndergaard tonight, and unfortunately, he only got 2 outs in that first inning. Jaime Barria, who hasn't pitched in about a month, came in and held the Angels close. It was 6-4 most of the game, and the Angels really had a lot of opportunities to come back. And they had so many balls that were hit with like 100-mile-plus-an-hour exit velocities, and the Rangers were just gobbling those things up. Adolis Garcia in center field was just putting the hurt on us with some great plays out there in center field. So it's just one of those games where it felt like everything went right for the Rangers, but credit to them. They got Game 1. The Angels need to win series like this, and so hopefully they'll have more success in Games 2 and 3. But we'll break it all down for you on Locked On Angels. My brother Mike and I will be there wherever you get your podcasts, or if you want to catch us on YouTube, be sure to check us out there as well.
The San Francisco Giants gave up 2 different leads to the Colorado Rockies, but stayed focused and still came out on top in the end. Locked On Giants tells you how San Francisco kept Colorado down and won on the road.
The Giants hold on to this game in Colorado. It is never easy there, but they managed the win after losing a couple of games in a row to the Cardinals, including getting embarrassed yesterday on Sunday Night Baseball. Ben Kaspick with the Locked On Giants podcast. Not only did they get embarrassed the night before, but they also had to make an unpopular decision to option Luis Gonzalez prior to this game. So this game, it just felt important to me, and the Giants blew a 4-1 lead. They blew a 6-4 lead, but they were resilient, and they came back. Mike Yastrzemski with a big home run in the 9th inning that gave them the lead. Kurt Casale with 2 home runs of his own. The bottom of the order really picked up the Giants tonight, and John Brebbia and Camilo Doval pitching scoreless innings out of the bullpen in the last 2 innings of the game. So huge win for the San Francisco Giants tonight. We'll talk about it on tomorrow's Locked On Giants, where it's your team every day.
After tying things late, the Rockies let the hard work go to waste by allowing a 9th inning home run to break that tie and cost Colorado the win. Locked On Rockies says that's become all too familiar for the fans in Denver.
Rock on Rockies fans. Paul Holden here from the Locked On Rockies podcast. Working a little overnight here in my radio studio, so I'm going to got a little different setup. But, you know, something that is more familiar, Daniel Bard losing a game in the late stages for the Rockies. Unfortunately, the closer can't get it done again as another 2-out situation leads to runs for the opposing team. Mike Yastrzemski goes yard. Rockies fall below 500, continue to lose to the Giants. It's not going to get any easier as well. The only team in the NL West to be below 500 in the road to avoid falling down that hole even further is a tough one. We'll talk about it all here on Locked On Rockies.
The Dodgers beat Madison Bumgarner and won their 2nd game in a row on Monday. Locked On Dodgers says it was a complete team effort that has LA looking pretty good as they head into a doubleheader.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. We won another game today. If we win another one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. What's up? It's Jeff from Locked On Dodgers. Dodgers have won 2 in a row after their awful, terrible, no good 4-game losing streak to head into this doubleheader with the D-backs with a chance to really kind of turn things around. Solid game for the Dodgers on Monday night up against Madison Bumgarner, who has been really, really good this year. And they battled through and wore him down and came through in the 5th inning. Little help from the D-backs defense, but overall, I don't know if any of the runs even ended up unearned because of Freddie Freeman's double after that. Maybe they're all earned runs. But either way, Chris Taylor hit a home run later. Dodgers win 5-4. Only real blip. Craig Kimbrell gave up a 2-run homer in the 9th. But he doesn't get to pitch much, so he was a little bit rusty. Overall, though, good, solid team win. Tony Gonsolin gave the Dodgers what they needed, 6 really good innings. And when they obviously were still in the middle of this stretch with no breaks, so the bullpen needed a break. We saw the return of Caleb Ferguson. Daniel Hudson got back on the wagon and pitched a good inning. So all in all, a great win. Nothing to write home about, but a win's a win and a lot of good things from it. So check out Locked On Dodgers first thing in the morning like you do every weekday morning. Thanks.
Locked On Diamondbacks knows this was a winnable game for Arizona and has the reasons why winnable didn't turn into a win in LA.
D-backs dropped the first game of the series to the LA Dodgers 5-4. Miller Thomas of Locked On Diamondbacks here. Tonight's game, unfortunately, has to go on the rookie Alek Thomas because the whole game changed in the 5th inning when he misplayed a ball in center field, allowing 2 runs to score for the Dodgers. They end up scoring 3 in the inning, and it's not like the bullpen helped out the D-backs either because Sean Poppin in a 1-run game decided to give up a 2-run shot. D-backs tried to rally in the 9th with a David Peralta 2-run bomb of their own, but it did not amount to much of anything as the D-backs go down 5-4. Now they got a big test against the Dodgers tomorrow. They got a doubleheader, and the D-backs are now 500 on this season. So if they don't want to fall below 500, they got to at least split the series tomorrow against the Dodgers in the doubleheader.
That's it for today on Locked On Now MLB. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Make sure you check out Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.